Well, with the new day comes new strength and new thoughts, said Eleanor Roosevelt. Good morning, everyone. I welcome all of you to the webinar on Chasing Your Passion with Photography, conducted by Cook Institute of Technology in association with CIT Alumni Association. I cordially welcome the esteemed management, principal, and staff of CIT to this session. A warm welcome to the resource person of today, Mr. Jagat Venkat, a fashion photographer and filmmaker based in Bengaluru. Welcome, sir. I also welcome all the participants to this session. It is said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Photography, as a powerful medium of expression and communication, offers an infinite variety of perception, interpretation, and execution. Well, photography is also an art. We are elated to have with us the resource person of today and a very proud alumni, Mr. Jagat Venkat, a fashion photographer and filmmaker based in Bengaluru. He has a degree in computer science and engineering from Cook Institute of Technology, batch of 2003. He quit his programming job to pursue his passion in fashion and photography. His aesthetics include minimal color coordinated and extremely ease body language. Lately, he's been working on fashion films for brands like Myntra, Wrangler, Amazon Fashion, Chambak, and so on. His numerous exotic travel videos have garnered thousands of likes and shares that reflects his true passion in capturing the world in an unseen way. I now request Mr. Jagat Venkat to take over the session.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity, Cook Institute of Technology and the Alumni Association and everyone present on a Monday morning. I mean, it's been really long that I've left college and my engineering studies and whatever I've studied and moved to photography. So I passed out in 2008. Actually, then it's been really long, and right now I'm a photographer. I work with brands. Usually people, I mean, I'll just put you guys through a few topics of how photography is, how I got into this, how if you guys have any passion, how you can pursue it, or any passion for that matter. So for first, I'll just introduce what I do. As a fashion photographer, how it works. A lot of people ask, like, because most of my friends are engineers in US or working with big companies in India. So they ask me, like, do you guys get paid? Like, is this job or whatever your passion you're doing? 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So a lot of people ask, like, is there money in it, or is there a career? What is it like? Because there's no set career as in you join a computer science. I mean, you're as in a software company, so there is a set rules of you join as an engineer, or a developer, and then you become a senior developer or a manager, and so on. But here it's more like you become a fashion photographer. In all your life, you're a fashion photographer. So the main thing I want to talk about is, is there money in it, or is there people earning, doing this, following their passion? So what I do is I shoot for a lot of big brands in India. So I shoot for Myntra, Amazon, or I've shot for Wrangler, Puma, H&M. Mostly you would see pictures on Instagram or on Myntra websites or Amazon and stuff like that. Do we get paid? We get paid really well, actually. To be honest, it's a because we are creating something which a company will make money later, through our images, or images are put on online, or on hoardings, or offline, or newspapers and stuff like that. The company makes a lot of money. So because I've shot it, I make a lot of money as well. But somebody wants to get into this as a profession, or just as a passion. So you have a job and you just want to do this as a passion. There's absolutely a lot of money in it, because back in 2008 we didn't have the resource of how it works, or nobody told us how it works, or can it be taken as a profession? And probably in terms of photography, if somebody is interested in photography as such, there are a lot of fields. It's not only fashion. There's weddings, there's advertising, there's fashion, there's architecture, documentary, lifestyle, and the more money is in weddings. When a lot of people do weddings, there's a lot of money. You get to travel everywhere. When I have friends who travel to exotic places, to Morocco, to San Francisco, to any country. In a year, they travel to like 6-7 countries. And if you're really good at it, and that you get good awards and recognitions and stuff like that, then you can always do advertising as well. Advertising is really good. I mean, I'll tell you how advertising or fashion works. Is a client comes to you and they say, okay, this is what the brand is about, and they give you a few reference of, this is the image that we want to create. Then you create it for them. Then you shoot and create it for them. And then the advantage of advertising or fashion is you get to meet a lot of people. You get to meet celebrities, or you get to meet cricketers, or politicians, or any probably if you're in a regular job or any other profession, it wouldn't be easy to meet all these people. And as photography is an art as well. Like if you take in terms of fashion, it's more of an art. For me, it's more of an art. So it's an art-based work. So we have to do a lot of artwork. We have to do a lot of color coordinations, and a lot of things to do with art mostly. Then there is architecture also. A lot of people shoot architectures, interiors. That also gives you a lot of chance to travel the world, travel to exotic places, resorts, countries. If you're tied up with magazines or resorts and stuff like that. And a lot of my friends do documentary as well, documentary and journalism. That's one very interesting field to be in, because you might be shooting in Kashmir, or you might be shooting in a place in Kerala. You're trying to tell a story. I mean, all these usually, what do I say? It all depends on what you're interested in. In terms of photography, if you're interested in telling a story, you should probably get into documentary. If you're interested in making beautiful images, like you like to work with people, like you work with models or celebrities or cricketers, you can do fashion. Or if a lot of people have interest in architecture, interiors, in terms of colors, or how it looks and stuff like that, or travel. I mean, travel is amazing. I mean, right now, only because of the COVID, we're all stuck. But travel is a beautiful industry. Like people who love travel, I mean, they can take up travel photography or architecture and interiors. Then there is lifestyle, kids. A lot of people I know who love kids, so they shoot maternity or kids and stuff like that. Then usually these are the main fields of photography. And after you shoot, then you have to edit the pictures. So you have to probably know a little bit of Photoshop or Lightroom or any of these softwares. Right now, there's a lot of importance for video as well on the internet or YouTube. There's a huge consumption after the internet revolution. So there's a huge demand for videos as well, in terms of wedding videos, or you're shooting a resort, or you're doing some story and stuff like that. And a lot of people have got into drone and can do aerial and stuff like that. Yeah, in terms of photography, I mean, that's the whole base of what photography is. I mean, it's a very interesting field actually, because you're working for because you guys are going to be an engineer. So it's mostly a project takes like 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years to complete, and it goes online or offline. Then you see your result. But here it's mostly you take a picture, you already know how it looks. Then you come back and do a little bit of editing or whatever. Then your result is instant. It's most like how Instagram works. I mean, you see people are liking it. It has its own kind of gratification. Like it's a quick gratification of your results are quick. like you take a picture, you already know how it looks. Then you probably move here and there and take another picture. Then you know it is good or bad. And the feeling good factor in this is quicker. Maybe that's the reason I chose this as a hobby, then to passion, then to a profession. Then probably I take you through how do we find what we are passionate about. Like I still do a lot of things. I mean, in not only photography, I do a lot of art and meet a lot of people. And every 2 years, I want to come up with a new thing that it's mostly self-expression. I want to express something. Probably I'm not that good at writing. So what is the other way of putting it through? It's only through, for me, it's only through images or films that I make, or the stories that I want to tell people. The way I think, it's basically a self-expression. So mostly photography is self-expression. If you have something you want to tell, either you have to write or probably draw, or make art or cartoons. People do, and photography is easier, a little bit expensive because you need a camera or a lens and you need a little bit technical knowledge, but it's a beautiful way of expressing an art. And probably I was just reading about what passion is. For me it took a lot of time because I passed out in 2008 and then quit in 2012, and then all that to cut to now. Usually there's this thing I keep follow, because every 2 years I keep doing new things, new something which I'm really passionate about, or really which is moving me, which I can take up. So there's this Japanese technique or philosophy called Ikigai. I mean, you can search for it on the internet. It's Ikigai, Ikigai. So I keep going back to it and then reading it and thinking whether I'm really passionate about whatever I'm doing, the new project that I'm taking up. It's very simple. Like it's mostly like 4 questions. There are 4 questions that I have to ask myself. Then answer them, and then see, okay, this project or this topic that I'm working on, am I really passionate about it? It's usually 4 questions. That is mostly what do you love? I mean, whatever I'm doing, do I love doing it? No, because mine is photography. Yours might be like, somebody might be interested in cricket or video games, or somebody might say I'm just passionate about eating food. Like, is there something that I can do, or as a profession, can I do it as like I just love eating, or I'm a foodie or something like that. So you just need to know what you love doing. I mean, I have found people who are like crazy, like they do a lot of things. They do art, they do paintings, or and I have my cousin who's actually very passionate about computers, like technology or programming, UX, UI design, and stuff like that. It can be anything. It just has to be if you love doing it. Then comes what you're good at doing. You might be trying a lot of things. Okay, we'll take it as computer engineering as well. So you're trying coding, or you're trying testing, or you're trying some kind of design, or right now there are a lot of things, VR, AI, or something like that. So you keep trying, and then you realize, okay, this is what I'm really good at. I'm really good at programming. That comes easy to me. But what do I do with it? Or maybe for me it was mostly in terms of fashion. I love fashion so much. So I always wanted to do fashion, but yeah, I got into engineering, and then, but I always thought, what do I do? Because I love fashion. I used to dress up, okay, really, okay, well. Then I followed a lot of fashion, like the designers or pictures and stuff like that. Back then, the internet was really like the Stone Age type of internet, because 2007, 8, it was very tough to get all these information from the internet. Not like how it is right now. You just type something on Instagram or YouTube. You find information or classes and stuff like that. Then after you know that what you're good at, then you know that what the world needs. Like if you're good at, like I said, if you're good at eating, Is there something that you can make out of it? Like, is there somebody who's interested in what you're eating, or your review on some kind of food? There are food bloggers. I mean, I'm getting into that, but there are food bloggers who just go to restaurants and eat or drink wine, and then they review it on Zomato or on their blogs, and they make a lot of money, and they get a lot of recognition as well, and they get to travel to exotic places. The airlines wants them to fly to Singapore, to Malaysia, to have these food, or stay in certain kind of places. And last one is and whatever you're passionate about, whether you can be paid for it, like somebody wants to pay you money and use you as your passion as a commercial commodity. So so it's mostly like, if, for me, yeah, I love fashion. I started doing photography. That when I got into it, I didn't know, like, is there somebody is going to pay me for the what thing I love, or how much I would make money or anything. I just got into it because I was passionate about it. Then I found a few things. Okay, this is what it comes out easy to me. I take a camera and I take pictures, and it comes out decent. Yeah, good picture. So is there a money? Yeah. Then I got to know that there are companies which are hiring me for their service, and they pay me for my time, or if I'm working for them and stuff like that. If all these four come together, then you'll automatically know what if you like this profession, or as a passion. Passion can be anything, right? Even there are people who just do graphic design, like artwork, and they put it online. There are people who hire them to do their work, or they sell their artwork. It can be anything in terms of. Then another thing is, what I usually feel is, in terms of passion, nobody's paying you or nobody is watching you, and you're doing something which is in total concentration. I mean, you can just some people, like I have seen, like painters who just go like for hours they paint, and they don't know what is happening, what is the time. They get completely indulged in it. So you have to figure out what is that you completely indulge in some. Maybe, I mean, a lot of people play cricket, or play some sports. They wouldn't know, like, what time is it, what they're doing. They're completely involved in it. You have to find out that thing which is drives you to be you want to do all your life. Yeah, that's about passion. You can always Google about Ikigai. A lot of YouTube videos and a lot of content on Ikigai. You can figure out. I mean, it might take time to figure out. It's not like you watch some video and then probably you'll get to know it the next day. Then probably I just want to tell a brief about what I did and how I got here. I joined in 2003. Then I failed in 2004. I was home. I lost my year, and then again went back, and I passed out in 2008. Then back then there was the recession going on, so there was no jobs. So I had to take up a call center job, because I come from a very small town. Like, I come from Coorg, come from Madikeri. So we go there, and then the whole city is new, and how to get a job. Software was a difficult part to get into. Then I worked for call center for a while. Then I bought my first camera in 2009. It's a very basic DSLR. Then I worked for sales. I was selling softwares. Then somehow I got into software development for like 2 years. I worked in a software company developing software, testing it, and doing all kind of work to managing the team and stuff like that. Then, but somewhere inside, I always felt that there's something that I want to express myself, whatever I'm thinking, whatever I want to tell the world, that what I'm thinking. I tried a lot of things. I tried art. I went to a lot of institute and asked them if there's something that but I didn't know what was what was that I always wanted to do. Then I quit in 2012 and started my own company called Buy to Coffee. We were into events because I was passionate about fashion. So we started doing fashion shows, like fashion events and stuff like that. And it didn't work well for us because I was also new to business. I didn't know the nuance of how everything works. Though I was passionate about it, I didn't know how it works. How do I make money out of it and stuff like that. And I think 2015, I got a job. I started working with the company called Oopla. It was a fashion e-commerce company. Then I started shooting for them. Then this company called Agio, which saw my work, and they said, okay, why don't you join us? And then, because they saw my fashion work and they said, okay, you join us and work with us. Work with Agio. Agio is a Reliance company. It's a online e-commerce. Worked with them for 2 years. It was a great company. I mean, always I say is it's the people around. The people in Agio were very creative, from a lot of places from India, like a lot of people from Mumbai or Shillong and other places. These guys were already, they had a few years of experience in fashion. So I got to learn a lot of things from these people. My knowledge of fashion or photography was here, and then it went up like there in like 2 years. Then I quit Agio. Then I started doing my own. Right now I freelance. Freelance is basically any company in India can hire me, any fashion brand, because I usually shoot fashion. They hire me and then I shoot whatever pictures they want me to shoot. Then because that's a little constraint, because they want what picture they want for the brand. So they pay me. It's called commissioned work. They pay me and then I shoot for them. And parallelly, I do my artwork where I collaborate with a lot of artists or models or makeup artists or stylists. Then we create images that we want to express our skills. And yeah, right now I'm in Coorg because of the Corona thing. Yeah, that's about what I've been doing and then what life has been for me. And one thing I wanted to, because I've done my engineering, or the one thing though I quit my engineering and never did coding after that, engineering helped me in a lot of ways, because I think when I quit in 2012, so I built my own websites because I was working on HTML and CSS and PHP and stuff like that. I built my own website. Even today, I build my own website because that's where I knew a little bit of coding and stuff like that. Then what I feel about engineering is the toughest subjects that we study, like maths or chemistry or what is it? Any programming languages, C, C++, Java, or whatever. When I was studying, those were the languages. I don't know what is right now. When you've done the toughest things in life, then everything else is completely easy. Then I started picking up new things, like right after moving, I picked up photography, I picked up film, I do lighting, I do a lot of things. I mean, right now I'm probably, it's been 2 years I've been doing films and videos for brands. This year I want to do something which is completely new, which is going to be related to this field itself, but there is something which is, so every 2 years I do something new. And for me, I'm not scared of doing it because I've done like I've studied some difficult subjects and cleared those. So nothing is difficult right now. Picking up a software, picking up like Photoshop or any Adobe softwares, it's just a cakewalk right now, or any topic that matter. So that way, engineering has helped me a lot. Then yeah, there's this small story that I've been always, it's been a long journey. I finished in 2008 and this is 2020. Photography has been from 5 years I've been doing it. I still have a lot of, I still want to do something more and do better pictures, better brands or something like that. There was this story I wanted to tell you guys, which has been always with me. If I'm motivating someone or telling my story, I just tell them. So there was this king in this place. So this king had a son, and this king wanted the son to be the best king in the world. So he asked everyone, where do I? Because back in those days there was no school, there was only gurukuls. So he asked everyone, where do I send this my son? I want him to be the best king in the world. So he researched and spoke to a lot of people, told everyone to do the research. And they found that there was a school which was Gurukul, basically. It was really good, and everybody who had come out of it are the greatest kings and princes or whatever. So he found, and he took his son there and then got him admitted there. And he met the guru and said, okay, see, this is my son, I want him to be the best in the world. You teach him everything from archery to wrestling to economics to mathematics to any skills that he has to have to be your greatest king in the world. The guru said, okay, fine. You leave him here, go back. I'll make sure he's really good up when he comes out. 6 months pass by, and the king, after 6 months, he wants to see his son. He's excited to know that, what his son has studied or, what all he knows. He wanted to see his son, fighting with people and stuff like that. Then he goes there and sees his son is sitting under a tree. Then he feels, what is happening? I thought he'd be playing around, fighting with people and wrestling and stuff like that. What is he doing sitting under the tree? He goes and asks his son, like, what is it? Why are you sitting under a tree? What is it? What happened? And he said, the guru has, every day I wake up, come here. I asked the guru, there's something I have to learn. The guru says, you have to just sit under a tree. I'll come and teach you. The same thing is happening for the last 6 months. But the kid didn't know what was actually happening. So he said, okay, it's happening. And the king really got angry, and they called the guru and said, what is happening? I want him to the best in the world. And then he's just sitting under a tree. What lessons have you taught him? Like, and I thought you would know everything by now, at least something. The guru said, there's something very important have taught him. This is the most important, teachings of life. For the past 6 months, he's been waiting to learn something really great. I have taught him patience. So for me, it's been patient. I've been patient to get where I am today. So I think we need to be a lot of patience. But if you have a lot of patience, and anything can be achieved. It's easy if you're a patient person. It's easy because you never know. Like, I want to do something this year, nothing happened. We are all stuck at home. Probably we're losing a year. But yeah, just have to be patient. Next year there's something which might be bigger opportunities. So somebody had told that, somebody somewhere I was reading, it says trees that are slow to grow bears the best fruit. That's what I think. I'm right now 34. I still want to learn new things. There's something new I want to do this year and probably launch next year. So I think this story probably fits in the Corona time. We're all stuck at home, or what to do after engineering, or will I get a job? What is the world's going to be? Economy is going to be. I think just have to be a little more patient, then probably everything is going to be fine. I think I'm done with the whatever I had to share. I can share a few links on where you can learn a lot of things. If you're passionate about anything, there's immense amount of videos or classes online. There are websites. YouTube. Everybody knows YouTube, and you can get a lot of information on anything. You want to do anything in terms of passion, or if you're passionate about anything, you can just learn. There's a website called Linda. There's a website called Udemy, Skillshare, Coursera. You can take up small courses. You can learn from there. You get certificates also. Then it might help you in terms of taking your passion, or probably you're very interested in doing coding. There is a lot of websites to learn that as well. Then the books I would recommend you guys to read is there's a book called Secret. I keep following that. That's a beautiful book. It has a lot to say about art of law of attraction and stuff like that. And there's a book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. You can Google it. And Ikigai. That's one book or information that you have to figure out. It's beautiful. And if you're not feeling motivated to do whatever you want, you have a lot of questions, follow this guy called Gary V on Instagram or YouTube, and this guy is going to give every solution for your problem. I mean, you might be 21, 20, or probably somebody like me who's 34. Everybody has a solution from him, and I watch it every day, so that I don't feel low, or if I feel something which is not going on, then I watch him, and then then probably even people should. I think I tell everybody to meditate. It's one good habit to have. I mean, if you're in sports and stuff like that, that's good. Yeah, there's an app called Insight Timer that I usually use for my meditation. Yeah, I think that's about it. Hello.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the very interesting session and for sharing your expertise with all the enthusiasts today. And now I think we can move on to the interactive session, and I encourage the students to ask questions or post your queries in the chat box.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Very happy to help you guys.
I request the participants to ask any questions related to photography.
Or anything to do with whatever, if they're passionate about anything, we can probably, if I know something, I can just help them out. And I think chat has to open, I think, no?
Yes, sir. It's open.
Chat is closed. Open? Okay.
Sir, general question. Could you leave a message to all our aspiring students on choosing a right career?
Probably for me, I've not thought about what is the right career as in such. I would say whatever you love doing, basically, anything that you love doing. It can be something to do with engineering, or it might be completely different from engineering. But if you love doing it, it's more. A lot of people say if you love doing it, if you don't feel like you're going to work, or if you're so you can do anything you want, but figure out what you're passionate about, and it becomes very easy once you know that if you're passionate about something and if you're working on it, then it's completely easy. I mean, you don't feel like you're going to work or you're working next day, or if you wake up so fresh and you're happy all the time. Basically, everybody is doing it because we want to be happy, right? So whatever we're doing it, we need to be happy. So there's no career path as in such. You choose your passion, then it takes you wherever it has to take you. Anything else, you guys?
Any more questions? Okay, so thank you. Then shall we conclude, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. So with this, we come to the end of the session today. I profusely thank the esteemed management, principal, and staff for their unending support and guidance. I sincerely thank Mr. Jagat Venkat, resource person of today, for his insights on photography and encouraging the budding photographers. I heartily thank Mr. Appaya, President, Alumni Association, for organizing this webinar. I also thank Dr. Kavita PC for coordinating this wonderful session, and I also thank all the participants today. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.